Okay. I have a lot of questions.
I don't have a lot of answers.
Neither does this show. So, the next on our watch list was Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto? A show about a foreign entity taking on the visage of a human being, but performing things that are basically impossible, and all the while constantly ending every episode, every short thing on some form of character growth, because that is his existence.
No, okay, not character growth for him.
No, he has no he is a perfect being.
He forces character growth on others.
That is
simply by existing.
Through the most ridiculous means, like being overly catering to his upperclassmen, or let's see, what else?
So there's one where the girl's trying to get his attention, and she's like, the best way to do this was with the Ouija board. And these other two girls are like, well, we'll help you out with the Ouija board, so they have to play. And he pretends to be possessed.
Mm-hmm.
So that they can forge a bond.
By building a gate out of desks.
And so these three girls are now friends after Sakamoto existing in their lives.
After he was pretending to be possessed. And then when they leave, he just snaps his fingers and the desks all go back.
That's what he does.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So yeah, this is definitely in the vein of, like, this is like Demon King, but somehow way stupider. Somehow they pulled it off.
It's because there's no magic involved.
Also,
like, you can be like, oh man, he's got a lot of magic, but then you look over and
but
you're
there's ghosts! There's a literal ghost!
Yeah, but he's not using magic.
I don't know
he
about that.
He just does it.
I don't know about that. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes he does things and I don't understand it.
But like the theme of magic and like things like power levels don't exist in this.
No, because Sakamoto just he exists to be whatever the episode needs him to be. And he will do it through the most ridiculous means possible.
Like working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And getting his friend a part-time job at McDonald's.
Because that'll teach him pride.
And then spraying people with like creamer and blowing on them with a straw.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, well, that's what he does before he teaches his friend to protect himself. He just shows up and he like puts his thumb down in the creamer and it just shoots out. Into
oh eyes. Right, yeah. I remember that.
The only thing we really know about this guy is he likes birds.
He loves birds.
Birds are his people.
It's just.
Also, he wants to go to space, but we don't learn that until
the near the very end because they have to set up his exit. The man literally flies.
Oh, he uses an umbrella. He Mary Poppins it.
Yeah, no, and saves a bird and then floats to the ground on an umbrella because.
And then somehow gets caught and gets put in the newspaper.
Yeah.
That printed the same morning.
Yep.
Because that's just what he does.
Yeah, it's
he jousts a bee, or he fences a bee
with a compass. Not the compass you use to draw circles with. Yeah.
Did you know bees might have rabies?
Yeah. No. Totally.
That's the best line out of the entire episode. Bee just flies. I think those things got rabies.
No, the best part of the early episodes was the three of them, those three guys hitting the ball to each other. That just they're not center frame, they're off to the left, and the only thing that's happening is they're hitting the ball to each other, like volleyball kind of style, and they're talking, and that's it. And it's just, and it doesn't overstay its welcome, and I love that.
It's just that first episode, but it shows up like 4 times.
It's not the first episode; it happens a couple. I think it happens the first 2.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it. I don't know.
Either way, it was hysterical, and I loved it. And yeah, you just like I don't know, like it's not. There really isn't a plot at all.
It's just kind of misadventures through Sakamoto's 1 year of high school.
Fuck, the dude disappears in a hole, and they like can't find him. And then they think that the hole's so deep that he went all the way to South America.
Yeah, just hang out in Brazil. And one of the bullies is like, look, I'm going to Brazil. I can't stand the feeling of my fist not being able to reach him.
And then he shows up and asks if the hot springs... like, he apparently made the hole bigger by falling into it. Because he thought they were trying to spring, like, hot water or something?
Yeah, it was a hot springs development. It's what you do in Tokyo.
Meanwhile, the man goes around and, like, defeats, like, the alligator version of Whack-A-Mole and glides upstairs because he's fucking weird. This dude takes everything seriously.
Yeah, So with the stairs, he convinces a guy that they installed an escalator. That's how smoothly he goes up the stairs.
The dude skips. He like soccer dribbles a pebble through on a street that is next to like a waterway, and then ends up dribbling it on the side.
At a 90-degree angle.
Almost
like
90 degree. Either way, it's still obnoxious and stupid. And then participates with children at walking on a white line for hours.
Yeah, he just keeps going.
He's just that kind of person. No matter what task you give him, he will do it to the absolute extent of his ability. And the extent of his abilities are vast.
Limitless, even.
I don't think he can fail. He never does.
No.
It's completely ridiculous. Yeah,
There's a part where he gets himself thrown out of class so he can feed a bird.
Yeah.
He just sets up a little dining table during sex ed, and the teacher's just like, what is he doing? What the f*** is he doing? Is he eating his rice before his bread?
The fuck are you trying to get thrown out of class? And yes, he was. To feed an injured bird, because that's who he is.
I mean, birds are more important than people. Just gonna put that out there.
I mean, I got nothing against that, to an extent. Anyway, yeah, so, as much as I'd love to go into the narrative, parallels, because Sakamoto is clearly making fun of what's actually called a flat... They're referred to as flat art characters. Basically, the characters never develop, but they facilitate growth in the people around them. Goku is an example of that. He doesn't grow as a person. He trains.
He just forces other people to grow. I get you.
Yeah, like, everyone around him changes for the better. But this is obviously taken to the nth degree and also put into high school. And this man is like 7 feet tall and performs some of the most ridiculous feats.
Look, he's got the ability to bullshit a store clerk into thinking he's an adult so he can buy porn.
Yeah. And he makes the guys who made him do it feel so bad that they return it and don't watch it. Because it's not watching the porn that's important.
Yeah, it's also they wanted to, do a group viewing, which is weird.
That's just... yeah, no, don't, no. Anyway, so this one's actually going to be a little bit longer because I have to introduce I feel bad that I did this like several episodes in, but these have been so scatterbrained that I've wanted to like focus it around something. So we're gonna do a scoring system again. I'm only gonna do each thing out of 5, and bonuses will probably only be.
So
like...
where's the giant monster combat fit in?
That would be under animation.
Oh.
So.
Dang, I can't believe you had an answer for that.
Yeah, and there's an actual new specific to this thing called genre strength, which I think is important because these are coming from completely different genres, and so it's almost wrong to compare them in the sense that we have to grade it on something that is unique to each one. So I think we'll start with Sakamoto and then work our way backwards.
Alright, let's do that.
So, first off with Sakamoto the Plot. The plot doesn't fucking exist.
No, what are you talking about? It's a school year. It's like we're going to high school with him.
It's slice of life to an absurd degree, to the point where I can't tell what's going on. Time does move forward, but since Sakamoto doesn't grow, it feels like nothing's happening.
Well, you watch the other characters grow.
Yeah, the one guy takes all of his clothes off.
Yeah, and the girls all hang out with each other because
yeah,
they're not petty anymore, I guess.
I still don't consider that a plot.
And then you get to watch, I think his name's Kubota, you get to watch his hair grow back.
Yeah, it was great because they shaved it all off, which was awful. I love the part where he used the ghost hair for extensions and it started trying to like wave at him and he had to dodge it. There's ghosts, by the way.
A ghost.
A ghost, and it's in love with him.
Of course.
Because who isn't? Yeah. I can't give this a good score for plot. It doesn't have a consistent plot.
I'm thinking of 3 because, at least to me, I can feel the movement of time. It doesn't feel like we're just at day 1 again every time. I'll
give it that. Next up is characters. I'm not gonna lie, Sakamoto's characters aren't that good.
No.
Sakamoto is obviously standout, but like
everybody in the show is built to be an idiot, to just be in awe of Sakamoto.
Everyone's built to be a trope, and it stings because coming off of Kaguya, it's just so lackluster. I'm not as invested as I am in like Fujikawa, who raps and cheats. And
got her name wrong.
I did.
I think it's Fujiwara.
Alright, well, I was close. Either way, I love that girl to death. She is my favorite. She's hysterical. But anyway, I wouldn't give this anything higher than a 2. The characters are...
I mean, like I said, they're all built to just be in awe of Sakamoto, a 2 seems pretty fair.
They're pretty paper thin. Animation.
Aside from that one episode where they graduated, I think it looked fine. Oh boy, there was a noticeable dip there.
I would give it a 2 to a 3. I was not impressed with the animation. I didn't really need to be. And there were some times where it turned up a bit of Sakuga, but it just wasn't.
I'd give it a 3.
Alright.
Because it was fine.
Genre strength. This is parody. This, like, I feel like I can confidently put this in... I could confidently compare this to other parodies of other things, like Demon King, like One Punch Man. And as a parody, it's strong, but it's also very weak in delivering. It's absurd, and it just stays absurd.
Yeah.
And
it does kind of get to the point where you're like, okay, you start predicting how absurd it's gonna be,
because of course,
like, you see him do a thing, you're like, okay, what's his actual plan here? He's not just going out to rent porn.
No. I'd give it a 3 just because I feel like it gets the laughs. It just doesn't give anything else.
Yeah, 3's probably fine.
All right. The dub, because there was a dub. I'm only gonna go 1 to 2 points on these since we cut down all the rest.
It was fine.
It was fine.
I think I watched the sub years ago and I don't remember any of it, so...
I'm curious about the sub. I just want to hear what Sakamoto sounds like, but either way, I don't know.
It wasn't offensive. Give it a 1.
Alright. Special mention. Who... like...
Honestly, I'm thinking him defeating the ghost is probably the best part.
I just loved the idea that a ghost existed. I think the most ridiculous aspect of it is like Sakamoto is basically a god, and they never ever explain him at all.
Well, they do. It's just it gets covered up by somebody scratching the board.
When he tries to say his first name, yeah, no one's allowed to hear it.
But it's from his father's side.
I guess
That's what he finished up his explanation with.
Interesting. I mean, it's just gotta go. It's just gotta go to Sakamoto. And I'd honestly give him 2 points. He's the most absurd character I've ever witnessed, and I watched a man throw a castle.
Yeah, but that was like weeks ago.
Doesn't matter. I was still more blown away by the shit that Sakamoto pulled off. That man doesn't even have magic. Well,
yeah, well,
debatable.
Okay, hang on. He has the ability to record himself, burn it to a DVD,
yes,
throw it into the DVD player, do a backflip over the TV to sync up perfectly with his recording.
Yes. No, this man succeeds at every single thing he sets out to do. He cannot fail. He will not fail. The universe will bend reality to make things work for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of protagonist we're dealing with here.
It's fucking ridiculous. All right.
Who's stronger, him or Captain Gordon? Or do we not even want to see that fight? I mean, I feel like that might rend the universe asunder.
It's... Sakamoto's bending of reality is much more overt. But just because it's subtle doesn't mean that Gordon doesn't have powers on par.
Gordon also has a katana.
True, but he's never going to hit Sakamoto with it. If Sakamoto has anything to say about it. Unless he wants to get hit. He will not get hit.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But I don't know how that interacts when Captain Gordon is like, no, you will get hit. I really do think the universe would just destroy itself.
Alright, enough of that unpleasant thought.
Hell yeah, let's go to Kaguya. Plot. It does kind of have a plot.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of got the similar plot, or like it feels similar to
Sakamoto.
Yeah,
110%. It's on that same level.
I mean, but the main characters have character growth as opposed to the side characters being forced to grow.
Yeah, but I mean every character in Kaguya with a name, I feel like, is a major character. Like, even you could even make the argument that, well, I mean, I guess except for, okay, everyone part of the council so far is a major character, but I would say that Kaguya actually does a better job of having plot and having it matter. I'm much more invested in Kaguya than I am.
Well, it's because it's a romance, and there's gonna be a failure somewhere along the line.
But also, I love every character, and I love to see... I don't care who they focus on, I am there. And I do think that the story does move forward. There has been progress. We've seen it the most with Kaguya herself.
Yeah.
As she's thought out. So...
I'm thinking 4.
Yeah, 4 is where I'm gonna have to go. Characters, 5. Fuck it. I don't care. No no one's telling me otherwise. You cannot tell me. You cannot argue with me. I am giving this fucking anime a 5. Every character has been a fucking home run.
I mean, I know a losing battle when I see one.
You cannot. You will not. Animation. Okay, the biased part of me wants to say a 5. I'd probably give it a 4 because I'll be honest, the third season opener
has anything been kind of like stand out? Like, I'm not gonna say it's bad animation. I'm not gonna say it's like super great though. So
I mean, there's not a lot going on, but I would say when there's a lot of good looking animation in Kaguya, a lot more than I was expecting. To the point where when we watched Sakamoto, I was getting kind of disappointed. So I'd have to lean towards the 4. I think it's actually really well animated.
I mean, I'm not really paying attention to that much stuff, so like 3 or 4 is fine with me. It's average to me.
Genre strength 5.
Okay, okay, go on.
As a romantic gag thing, because this isn't really parody so much as it is take romance, slice of life comedy and just crank that shit. Just take it to the most absurd degree possible, where we're having the equivalent of JoJo stand battles of like information exchange and understanding about getting someone's phone number. Or she doesn't know what it means when a message is read. In this, like, that turns into a whole plot point that just sits there for 5 minutes while the characters just like it's the most intense feelings you've ever had about the most mundane bullshit. I've never... What's weird is that Kaguya takes it to such an nth degree that I don't feel like I've ever watched anything that's like this.
I can say I haven't, because I don't really go out of my way to watch romance anime.
This is definitely unique. Although I think the romance definitely takes a backseat to the comedy. But I don't think that's a bad thing.
I'd give it at least a 4. I don't know, I'm hesitant to give things 5, especially when we're only like 5 anime deep.
Yeah, but
it could get much better. There could be a thing way better than I don't fucking know. Not anything I got over there on that shelf, though.
Well, the problem is that it's genre strength. This is almost unique to its own. Like, this is dependent on the genre that it's a part of, and that's why I feel more comfortable, like, slap with a 5.
Alright, slap with a 5 then.
Alright. The dub. We didn't touch that shit. I ain't gonna deal with that. Special mention. Are you sure it's Fujiwara?
Could have swore it was. I mean,
we can boot it up.
But I assume you want her to be the special mention?
She's the best fucking character in the show. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's Fujiwara.
Alright. Fujiwara, you're getting the full 2 points. Fuck it all.
Oh man, what's her IQ?
I don't know.
Her IQ is apparently stated as 3. Alright,
no. Anyway, let's keep going back in time. Chaika.
Oh man.
Plot.
That was like a month ago.
Fuck. The plot was good, and then it was bad.
It was good up until like the second half of season 2.
I would say it's the first season's good, and then the second season you just feel it.
Well, yeah, because I gotta hit you with the fire hose.
Yeah.
You just gotta drink from that fire hose. Don't be afraid. Especially in the last 2 episodes when shit's just going down.
Oh my god, everything happens all at once. It's really rough.
That's when they bust out like 8 more fire hoses. You got used to drinking from the fire hose in season 2, and then they're like, "Here's 8 more."
We gotta fill this fucking pool. Anyway,
Oh no, I liked it. I think it's a 3.
All right.
How many stories about getting the pieces of Dracula back together are there? There's at least 1.
Maybe 2.
So I mean,
Yeah, no, it's whatever. Characters.
I liked all the main characters.
I'll be honest. I thought 2 characters were legitimately great, and the other 2 were not.
Well, they had to have some sanity in the team.
No, they don't. They don't need sanity. We had fucking Kaguya. No one's sane.
Fair enough.
Chika is amazing. I can't remember her name.
Frederica
is the best. Quite possibly. I mean, she's obviously going to be the special mention. So let's just get that out of the way right away. I can't spell.
3 or 4?
I'm gonna hit it with a 3. I think it was pretty much average. Animation, I like the style. I didn't care for I like the art style. I think it looks perfectly serviceable. I was not impressed in the slightest by its animation. It was fine.
I'd say 2 or a 3.
I'm gonna hit it with a 2. It was serviceable. Genre strength. Middle of the road.
Yeah.
This was for.
If season 2 didn't tank it so much, then
It might have been better, but even then, it was kind of. Even in season 1, I was kind of just like, yeah, that's what this is. And then at the very end, it's just like, and then there's space satellites. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You know, Space Dracula.
I'm hitting it with a 2.
All right.
The dub. Ouch.
Oh man, we got 10 seconds in. You were like, "I'm out."
Nope. I'm tapping out. Chika is awful in English. I am so sorry. The guy was fine, but Chika was just bad. He was just speaking like the Japanese character in English, and it just doesn't work for me. It just...
Shocking revelation.
Fucking... We didn't watch the whole dub, so I'm giving it a 0, because we didn't... Frederica... I'll give her a 1. She wasn't there enough.
Yeah, I mean, she would have been too overpowered. It would have been too easy if they just had her in every scene.
I don't care. I still love her. Are you fighting to the death?
I don't know, her exploding out of herself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I made a shell. Now I'm a chibi.
I'm a chibi and I'm squeakier. It's fucking great. Anyway, all right. We'll add these up at the end. Demon King. You know, I forgot. I should probably add OPs, but that really only counts for Chika and Kaguya. I guess just as a special mention. Chika's first opening, the song's fucking...
Oh, it's really good.
It's fantastic. The second one's disappointing. I don't remember anything about the animation of the opening. I think it was fine. Kaguya, 2 great OPs, and the third one's disappointing. Sakamoto's was okay.
I don't know, I'm a big fan of it. They say breakfast in English.
Yeah,
They're just like, breakfast is being eaten with knives and forks.
Wait, are you talking about Kaguya?
No, this is Sakamoto.
I don't remember that at all, but whatever. Let's go back even further. Misfit of Demon King Academy.
Oh man, I haven't thought of this one in 2 months.
It has a real plot. It exists.
Did it have a plot? Fuck.
It's pretty by the numbers.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like the hero reincarnated as a demon.
Yeah,
and
well,
he became the demon. He pretended to be the Demon King.
Yeah, and then the real Demon King comes back, and he's fucking great. And of course it kind of just falls back into cliches at the end, and yeah. 2.
Okay.
Characters.
Yeah, they were there.
They existed and they moved the plot. I will agree that the 2 female characters are more than nothing, but I can't say I even remember any of their names. I remember the thick girl from the Anos Voldigodo fan club.
I mean, there was Skeleton Reaper guy.
Yeah, I loved him coming up. Meow.
But, like, if you weren't the main guy, you were kind of just as forgettable as any of the Sakamoto NPCs.
Yeah. Honestly, I want to hit it with a 1.
I mean, I honestly can't remember the names. So.
It wasn't that impressive. The animation was serviceable. I remember it being decent. He picked up that castle real good, and he spun it.
Yeah, it was fine.
3, I guess.
Yeah, it was average.
Genre strength. It was kind of weak for a parody.
Yeah. Like, even the most, like, bullshit things he did is just like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm sure Sakamoto could do that, too.
The problem is that it's magic, so it's like, yeah, it's ridiculous that he just picked up a fucking castle, or that he can just walk through a wall, but it's like, but he's a demon, so, like, you don't really have a good... Your best gauge is that everyone else seems to kind of suck compared to him, but it just... I don't know, it just isn't that impressive to me. Like,
except for that time he stopped time, or he was unstopped by time.
It's just like, you thought stopping time would stop me, and it's like, I don't know why I tried to apply logic to what's going on here, but clearly I was wrong. And then you just believe in him, and you can break it too. Fucking stupid as shit. I wouldn't give this anything more than like a 2.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Dub, we didn't watch it. Special mention. I will never forget him speaking as a baby. What should we name him? We'll name him Anos Voldigodo. They freak the fuck out. That is still my favorite scene. That, and when he just fucks up that teacher after she roasts all the students and then almost kills his mom.
Yeah.
That was legitimately satisfying to me anyway. But I don't know. Like,
my favorite moment really isn't because of the anime per se. But it's the part where teacher guy with the skull face or whatever, he comes in with the car key blade.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, hang on a minute, this isn't my Honda Civic. And that's only because I made the joke.
Yeah, that was... That I remember being confused, and then I looked at the blade, and I was like, oh, shit, yeah, that's just a fucking key. He has the key blade. He's ready to fight Sora.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I'd throw it at Anos just because he's absurd, but, like, it's unfortunate because most of his absurdity comes in the shit he says, and the stuff that he does doesn't feel that absurd.
Yeah, despite this being the guy who's just like, well, I'll just kill you, I'll just flick you, and then I'll bring you back to life and I'll flick you again.
No, he just snaps his fingers and the guy blows apart, and it's just like, yeah.
Hey, watch me do this move, don't blink. What happened? I blinked.
Oh yeah, he puts out his fucking fire. It's great. Yeah. Anos. I'll give him a 1.
Yeah.
Seems kind enough. And finally, because I can never remember the name, Wrestle Isekai.
Yeah, let me grab it real quick. Kemono Michi Rise Up. Also known as Wrestle Isekai.
Yeah. Alright. Plot. Plot exists.
Did it? Was there a plot?
It kind of devolved into a plot. It was initially like...
Man wanted to make a pet shop.
It was eventually like... It was eventually like a... It started out as kind of like a monster of the week, but like, what monster are we gonna pet of the week? And then eventually it's like, I guess I'm gonna get back into wrestling. Let's
no, another wrestler got isekai'd. Crap.
Yeah, my rival got isekai'd. Oh.
Honestly, the plot's kind of weak in this. Like, they spend like the first 6 episodes going, we're gonna open up a pet shop, and they never do.
I mean, they don't. He just keeps all the animals for himself.
And he keeps losing money. Every time they gain money, he loses it immediately.
But luckily, the main girl keeps finding swords.
Finding.
I found this. Oh, someone dropped this sword. I'll just take it with me.
Yeah, I can just sell this.
What I find awkward, though, is there's an implication that there's a physical relationship between the two that involves petting, but we never see it.
Because I mean, you give head pats to people you like.
Yeah, but WrestleMan never pets Catgirl. Like, ever.
That's fine.
But there's... It's just one of those things where I was like, there has to be something there that's up his alley, because that's just who he is. Because at one point she bribes him with touching her ears. Just like, yeah. This man treats petting animals like regular crappy anime characters treat touching boobs.
Yeah. But at least it's wholesome.
It gets a little weird when he wants to see the scaly parts of the one girl.
And when he gives the Wolfman a belly rub. And there's just this image of a flower blooming.
He's scarred for life. The Wolfman is ruined. It's awesome. And they keep trying to steal his adorable dog. God, I love his dog. This dog's the best. Alright. Give it a, I don't know, 1 or 2.
2.
Alright, characters. I am torn. The main character is, while being possibly the most simple, just because he feels fresh, I love him.
Yeah.
And the lazy cat girl, whatever, like, everyone's kind of a trope, but they're in such a unique situation, which is weird to say about an isekai, that they feel fresh. Like the vampire girl who just eats shit.
Yeah, she just sucks at everything, and everybody knows.
Oh, wait, that's I'm thinking of the dragon.
Oh, I thought you were, like, metaphorically speaking, like...
Oh, no,
she always eats shit.
She does!
She's never won a single fight. She just dies.
She gets absolutely bodied all the time, and her fucking owner, handler, whatever, I don't know what that relationship is. It's very weird. Mistress eats anything, everything.
Does it move? Yes, it's edible.
I will bite whatever I can find. It's the equivalent of Frederica, but I'm just here to eat stuff. And I think at one point she just straight up eats a monster, and we just don't see it. It's fucking...
I mean, she attempts to eat a griffin, and the griffin tastes like shit. And she's like, well, I tried to eat it, but it was awful, so we left.
Yeah, we're done. I'm done now.
She does attempt to eat the dog.
Yeah, it was awkward. And then there's the ant.
Yeah, the best character. Just jack of all trades.
Just enters scenes, performs a duty, doesn't say a word. I love their introduction. It's like the 3 of us, and it just goes. It just goes over. Like, there's an ant there.
He's like the 3 of us. Oh, 4 if you count the dog. And she's like, wait, what? And then, yeah, just slow pan over to this fucking ant.
Just there.
This human-sized ant.
Just there. It's not even creepy. He's actually a gag character, and it works, and it's every time he shows up.
He's also an incredible artist.
It's gold, dude. It's fucking gold. I'd have to give it a 3, because the characters aren't actually good, but they just feel fresh because of their environment.
Yeah, 3's fine.
Animation. I don't remember the animation being particularly amazing.
There were 2 scenes where the animation was really good. And that's the time when he's fighting the Orc King, and that's the time when he's fighting when he does a drop kick to his rival. Yes. Anything after that is kind of subpar.
Yeah.
So probably a 2.
Yeah, I'll go with 2. Genre strength. Do we want to rate this as an isekai or as a parody? I feel like we have to rate it as both. As a parody, it's funny. I had some laughs. They were fun. As an isekai, you know what? Fuck it. I'm scrapping the isekai part. The only reason I care about this is because it's wrestling, and I love every time he puts the princess in fucking... I love the rolling cradle. It's so fucking good. Oh, God. Because every time it's like she gets like blushy and like, is this a romantic thing? And then it always, something is off. And then he suplexes her. Or he gets her in a rolling cradle, and it's just...
But he mostly just suplexes her.
It's a good time. And
she shows up once every day, and everybody gets to see her ass because she gets suplexed. And people are like, man, I love this house.
Yeah, that's fucking great. Her underwear is constantly on display.
And then she gets, like, super into that.
Yeah, just totally into wrestling, and I think that's amazing.
Oh, I thought I was talking about the people checking out her ass.
She isn't into that specifically.
No, she's totally into that.
Okay, well, whatever.
She's like, oh, man, everybody's seeing me.
But she... that's... Alright, whatever. You know what? Fine.
Don't worry, it was like 3 months ago.
Yeah. Anyway.
It was before we even started doing this talk about anime thing.
No, yeah, you're right. I hit it with a 3. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We did watch the dub. The dub was fine.
Yeah, there weren't any problems.
I'll give it a 1. Special mention. It's the ant.
Yeah.
It's the ant.
Easy.
I'm giving it a 2. I don't give a shit. Alright, so... I didn't put space for the total. Fuck me.
Can't believe it. You didn't. You thought you came prepared, but then you're like, oh, maybe I should forget something.
Yeah, no, I just... It wouldn't be me if I didn't fuck something up or forget something. Jesus Christ. Alright, hang on. Total. Alright, so Wrestle Isekai 5, 10, 13.
And what is this out of? Like 22-ish?
20. And then the bonuses are just bonus.
Oh, okay.
So, Demon King, 3, 8, 9.
Wow.
Yeah. Chaika, 6, 4, 10, 11. Yeah,
wow.
That's about right. Kaguya, oh yes.
Like 17, 19.
8, 20.
Oh, well dang.
Yep. Sakamoto, 10, 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we watch a lot of average stuff, and then we watch one good thing.
Oh, dude, you aren't even ready for X-Arm.
Cool, we'll get something like super trash.
But first, we're... there's going to be a couple, like Kaguya we're going to keep up with. I have another one that I think is really worth watching.
It's off-brand Kaguya.
Kind of. Since it's current, we can't, like... talk about it really, and there's no point in going on an episode by episode analysis. I feel like that would get boring.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's too many videos to upload.
Yep. So after we do that, we will begin X-Arm, and holy shit. I hope you all are ready.
I can't wait for trash.
Can you believe it'll be a 0?
I'm gonna do everything I can to get it at least a 1. Everything I can.
We will ironically give it something.
I can't believe it got a 40 out of 20 somehow.
Damn. It beat I can't believe it got a higher score than Final Wars. How? Why?
Well, Final Wars got like a 48.
So 46, I think.
Whatever, we're not here to talk about Godzilla.
Anyway.
In fact, we're almost done now.
Yeah. Alright. We did the thing. We have a list.
I hope you enjoyed staring at a picture for 45 minutes. Thank you. Goodbye.